Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the impact review for the, um, let's see, this would be the 9th of June 2022. Impact continues to be a very interesting brand in that they have some talented people, but for the money they're probably spending as a network, they're probably not getting a return on their investment to the level they think they are. Anyway, we go to the review, and um, it's pretty basic, simple, and to the point. One would assume. Anyhow, we go into this as we are approaching the Slammiversary, which is later in the month. Frankie Kazarian and the Motor City Machine Guns will team in six-man tag team action. And, kind of moving things forward a little bit. Decay, Black Taurus, and Crazy Steve defeat Johnny Swinger and Ziggy Dice on the BTI pre-show. Opening video focuses on Moose and his renewed rivalry focused on an engaging Sammy Callahan. Rosemary defeats Tennille Dashwood with Madison Rayne. Madison Rayne attempts to distract Rosemary early in the beginning, but Rosemary would have none of that and gains an early advantage over Dashwood. Rayne then attempts to distract Rosemary once again, and this time is successful in that attempt and began capitalizing. Without having a ringside, Rosemary was at a definite disadvantage against the Knockouts champions. Dashwood misses in the corner. Rosemary locks on a submission hold, gains a bit of momentum, locks her in the dragon submission for a little bit in the middle of the ring. Rayne looks on. Dashwood then escapes and pulls hair on Rosemary, forcing the break. Both women are back on their feet. Dashwood then, takes over for a little bit before Rosemary hits a German suplex, but gets a near fall. Rosemary picks up Dashwood, and then Rayne causes another distraction. There's a roll up on Dashwood, but then gets bridged into a scoring a pinfall on Dashwood. After the match, Influence begin to lay the beatdown on Rosemary before she is saved by Taya Valkyrie. Valkyrie clears the ring, and it becomes a stare down between the former best friends. Rosemary gets a good win there, and post-match leaving wonder as to what will take place coming up next. We see a promo featuring the Good Brothers in Sandy Fork, Delaware, at the chicken farm of the Briscoes. The segment is entertaining if you're into that sort of junk, but honestly, it's just kind of here. Gallows and Anderson running down the farm until Papa Briscoe shows up. Papa then stands his ground and stated he hoped the Good Brothers had packed a lunch before they saw a truck coming from the background. Mark Briscoe riding in the back with a weapon, back and forth. Both action begins. Both teams and Gallows and Anderson are run off by Mark, and he finds some more weapons backstage. GM Miller with Heath. Miller asks Heath about Rhino, and Heath states that Rhino is scheduled for surgery and could be months before he's back. Heath then starts that he's going after Honor No More before Slammiversary on his own. Steve McLean defeating PCO. It's basically a back and forth. PCO obviously having the power advantage. He capitalizes, nailing McLean with a clothesline over the top rope, following a dive to the outside. PCO follows up with PCO assault, but McLean is able to get out of the way in time and nails PCO with a suicide dive of his own, followed by a spinebuster on the entrance ramp. Ouch. Not necessary for a just random TV spot, but anyway, McLean isn't done, sets up a bloody PCO in the ring, into the ring post, sends it back into the ring. PCO nails a clothesline before heading up to the top rope once again. McLean then catches him, nails him with a superplex on PCO for only a 2 count. McLean then wondered what was next. PCO then manages to come back. McLean refused to toss PCO back into the ring and topples PCO's right shoulder traps it between the ring steps and the ring before dislocating PCO's shoulder. PCO refuses medical treatment, and the actions heads back into the ring. Referees distracted. McLean nails PCO with DDT on the chair, scoring a victory over a very bloody PCO. Not necessarily sure that this is the way we need to go. Before McLean could celebrate any sort of victory, PCO grabs his leg and proves that won't happen. Then we see the flashback of the week moment, which kind of looks weak, and Samoa Joe retains the heavyweight championship at Slammiversary number 6. That's a whole bunch ago. Backstage, Deanna Purrazzo is being called out by Tasha Steelz and Savannah Evans. Steelz and Evans stated that Purrazzo needed their help, as Purrazzo stated that she didn't need it, and then Steelz says she's got something that belonged to her. Steelz and Evans walked away. Chelsea Green came in to side with Purrazzo. So is Green now a babyface? Anyway, Joe Doring with Diener and Eric Young defeats Josh Alexander by disqualification. Early offense by Doring. Alexander is able to gain some momentum. Attempts an ankle lock, but it's way too early. Alexander starts out on top. Diener then attempts to trip up Josh, allowing Doring to hit the massive running crossbody. With Alexander down and out, Doring then begins working over the neck of Alexander, and then lands forearms between them. Alexander is bleeding from the nose. Lots of blood on this show for the sake of a random television program. That's not enough to keep the world champion down for long, though. Alexander makes a comeback, nailing multiple German suplexes on the very large member of Violent by Design. Doring's in trouble. Diener jumps into the ring apron, distracting the referee and tossing in the Violent by Design flag to Doring. After Doring misses with that, Alexander picks up the flag, and as he nails Doring with it, the referee saw it and disqualified the world champion. Multiple disqualifications and non-finishes on the same show. Gotta love the lazy booking. Alexander goes after Diener and takes him out. Young then attempts to head into the ring, but catches him sneaking up on Alexander and decides to retreat instead. Match is then announced as official outcome of the match. Alexander stands strong in the middle of the ring. Anyway, backstage, Gia Miller is with Moose. Moose states that he wasn't afraid of Sami Callihan. Lights started flickering. Moose then states he's going to find Callihan and put an end to this. Highlights are shown of Ace Austin officially joining the Bullet Club on the final night of the Super Juniors 29. Backstage, Moose is on the hunt for Sami Callihan. Callihan is ready for him, but missed an attack with the bat. Brawl ensues before both men, but Moose is able to bloody Callihan up. Sami escapes, and Moose found himself locked in a room. Locking people in rooms seems to be a big thing in wrestling these days. Promo aired with an injured Matt Cardona, passing the digital media title to Brian Myers. Myers challenges Rich Swann to a match at Slammiversary to determine the real champion. Commentators announce that we'll see Trey Miguel versus Mike Bailey, Tasha Steelz, Savannah Evans versus Jordana Grayson, Mia Yim, and the Briscoes, Jay White and Chris Bay. Bullet Club next week on Impact. Honor No More, Eddie Edwards, Matt Taven, and Mike Bennett defeats Frankie Kazarian and Motor City Machine Guns in a 6-man tag team match. Shelley and Bennett start the match with Bennett gaining the early advantage. Bennett then finds himself in the wrong corner. Sabin is tagged in. Taven attempts to get the advantage over Sabin. Try saying that 3 times fast. Bennett then quick tags out, and now Taven attempts getting the advantage over Sabin. Bennett is able to gain small bit of momentum, not for long though. And then Kazarian is tagged in, which leads to rapid fire offense and tags between Impact Originals, as it were. We then go back from commercial. Honor No More still on the receiving end of being schooled by their adversaries. And then Impact Originals lay things out before they're finally able to gain an upper hand thanks to Edwards. Sabin and Kazarian are taken out, and Shelley is on his own. And then battling, Honor No More comes out, and then Shelley looks like he's able to make the tag, but Sabin and Kazarian are knocked off the apron. Shelley then manages to reverse momentum against Bennett and is now both men reaching for tags. Bennett manages to tag Taven, but Taven then blocks the team out, and then Shelley nails both Sabin and Kazarian on the apron. Shelley nails Taven with a corkscrew, but again, doesn't have it for anyone in the corner to tag out to. Taven then tags out. Then there's a Tiger Driver, but Shelley blocks the attempt at that. Big boots and are nailed by both men. Kazarian then comes in. He's a House of Fire, Honor No More. Still continues to fight back quite aggressively. And then they brawl to the outside. Back inside the ring, Sabin getting triple teamed by Honor No More, but he wouldn't give up after he hits a Tiger Driver by Edwards and a running kick by Taven. Sabin won't give up. Kazarian and Shelley are able to switch the momentum for the Impact Originals. Honor No More then wouldn't give up either, so they fight back pretty well. Honor No More decide instead of celebrating the Die Hard Driver victory, as Eddie Edwards hits the Die Hard Driver to get the victory for his team. Heath runs into the ring with a chair and cleans house before attempting to break Edwards' neck, and then Honor No More members hit the ring, and the numbers game is simply too much, and they locked Heath's ankle in the chair before shattering it. Honor No More decides now was their time to officially celebrate the win, and the show goes off the air. Too many factions, too much gaga. Not my idea of a good main event, but it's here. We'll be back with more right after this.